Victoria, what do you do that makes these men constantly come back to you?
I was just about to ask the same question.
Hi,
Hello,
everybody.
everybody.
We just had the worst start ever.
We had many technical difficulties all on my end. But here we are. We're back and it's okay.
Hopefully, we're going to be able to get through this episode because we had technical difficulties with the last episode as well, which is why it sounds funky.
Yes, so apologies. My computer decided to disrespect me and the Like the Queens podcast, so we had to use the Zoom audio. So it wasn't the best, but everything I think is working right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, we are here. We are doing it. It's
used
okay.
to that. Exactly. We're here. The day we're filming this, it's the day before Valentine's Day.
Yeah, but when you guys listen to this, it'll be Valentine's Day, or like 2 days after Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day. I hope you all had all the love and stuff you wanted, and go buy that discounted chocolate now.
Honestly, go get it.
I want to. I'll go get it.
Honestly, me too. I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow.
I have doctor's appointments this week.
Love that for us.
Why are you going to the doctor's?
My knee. It's messed up. For those of you who don't know, all our listeners, my knees have been messed up since the ripe age of, 14, I believe. And during this rehearsal process, I twisted it wrong, and it's kind of been bugging me. And now it is hurting to straighten my leg. So I was like, I should probably go to the doctor.
I'm sorry.
So I'm going to the doctor. It's okay.
Well, let me know how it goes.
Yeah, I definitely will. What are you going to the doctor for?
Well, gorgeous girls break out horrifically right before Valentine's Day. And so when you're a gorgeous girl, you go to the dermatologist because it is ridiculous that I am 23 years old and I'm breaking out like a 15-year-old boy. And so I've tried changing my birth control because my doctor's like, I think it's your hormones. That has not helped. My face is actually worse. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm going to a dermatologist. I'm getting actual skin help. And then I'm also going to the gynecologist because gorgeous girls go to the gynecologist.
All facts. I love that.
Yeah. Thank you. So yeah, that's why I'm going to the doctors.
So fun for us.
Yeah, I'm terrified of that little duck machine that they stick up your hoo-ha.
I know, I have a few more years.
You never had that done.
I have not.
Had that done. Oh, it's awful. It looks like a little quacking duck they stick inside your hoo-ha, and it does not feel very nice.
Great. Can't wait for that.
To all our male listeners, I'm so sorry.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, we love some doctor's appointments.
That's our upcoming week. What happened in our past week?
Let's see. You guys are going to be shocked by my week.
Is it Daytona guy?
No. Daytona guy has actually, after his departure, when he was like, we can't talk anymore, I'm in love with her, I was like, okay. And he has not since reached out to me. He doesn't have me blocked anymore, though. So that's kind of a red flag. But it's not my problem anymore. I'm stepping away from the situation. And I don't really care. No, Daytona guy has not been in contact with me. Pasta guy has been in contact with me.
Really?
Yeah. There's a little bit, I don't know if I ever told you or the podcast, but right before I left for this job, he reached out to me, which I thought was a little weird because we had hooked up, a number of times, but before I left for this, we hadn't hooked up for about 2 months just because I was so busy with my winter job. And he reached out to me and he was like, hey, you want to come over? And I was like, it's been months now, but I was like, I actually can't. I'm leaving for New York tomorrow morning. And he was like, oh. And we got in like kind of an argument because he was like, I can't believe you're going to New
What?
York and you didn't tell me. And I was like,
What?
I know. And I was like, it's not for you to know. Like, we weren't dating. I was like, I thought we were just casually hooking up. You know, I didn't think it was that deep. And he was like, casual hookups aren't the way I roll. And I was like, well, this isn't a
What?
relationship. So
He thought he was in a relationship with you?
that's what I asked him. I said, well, if this is a relationship to you, that's odd because we have seen each other, 4 times? And each time I have specifically come over, hooked up with you, and left. So...
And you hadn't seen him in like 2 months at
And I
this
hadn't
point?
seen him in 2 months at this point. And he was like...
What the world?
Yeah, and then I was like... And he was like, well, okay, this isn't a relationship, but, like, I liked you. And I was like, okay. Anyway, that went on for a couple text messages, and I was basically like, you need to get over it because none of us did anything wrong. We hooked up with each other. I'm leaving for New York. No question about it. Sorry, not sorry.
That's so weird.
Anyway, he was like, okay, I'll just wait for you to get back. And I was like, well, I'm going to be gone for 6 months. And I was like, please don't wait for me to come back because I will not be waiting for you. In fact, I haven't waited for you just because I like to have fun. So even in those 2 months when I wasn't hooking up with him, that doesn't mean that I wasn't hooking up with other people. But again, that shouldn't be a big deal because we weren't seeing each other. Anyway, he reaches out to me this past week and he's like, hey, what's up? And I was like, whoa. I said, oh, nothing much. What's going on? He was like, oh, I was just missing you, decided to reach out. I was like, oh my God.
Victoria, what do you do that makes these men constantly come back to you?
I was just about to ask the same question. I wish I could get all the guys that I've hooked up with in one room so I could ask them.
Because they come back constantly.
They come back and they constantly are just like missing you. And like, okay, like, that's nice, I guess. I guess
You got some magical powers in there. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, I don't know. I don't know why. And I was like, oh, that's sweet. Great. I was like, things are going good. I love New York. I love the snow. He was like, and then he was just like telling me about his life. Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, great, love that. And then he was like, when do you get back again? And I was like, I still have months up here. So not soon. And he was like, oh, okay. He was like, can you have visitors? And I was like, this is where I draw the line.
Yeah.
This is where I draw the line. And I was like, yeah, we're allowed to have visitors, but there's like a whole process to it. There's not, but I was like, yeah, it's just really hard during COVID. And he's like, okay. And I was like, listen. And then I kind of broke it down for him again, kind of like how we texted beforehand. I said, listen, I understand that you have made this decision to wait for me and whatever that means in your head. But I was like, this is something that I'm not like going to pursue if I come back to Florida either. And he basically was like, okay, well, fuck me, I guess. And I was like, okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that was the end of that conversation because after he said that, I was like, I sent him laughing emojis and I was like, we had this conversation before I left. I was like, sorry. I'm not sorry. And then
Victoria.
I stopped texting him. He texted me a few more times after that and was like, I'm sorry. And I honestly just don't have the time for men. So
Victoria, that is insane.
I know. See, here's the thing is I may hook up with a lot of people and they may always come back. But they are crazy. They're crazy.
What kind of men are you choosing?
None of the men that I want to come back ever come back. So there's that. There is that.
Dang.
Just see, they never seem crazy when you first meet them.
Well, the Daytona guy, he told you he loved you on the first
Okay.
date.
Yeah.
And you continued to see him. And now he's continuing to message you months and months later.
Yeah. Daytona guy, that one was kind of on me.
Yeah. That one is you, girlfriend. I'm so sorry.
Anyway, so yeah, pasta guy, although he did research pasta for me and we had a great couple of meetings, that's not happening anymore, so we can take pasta guy out of the running.
Well, keep us updated if he continues to try to talk to you, though. That's
I
crazy.
definitely will. And speaking of guys coming back into my life, you remember the guy that I saw in North Carolina when I was there?
Yes.
Okay, so we've been texting a lot more than we usually have. And I just think he's just the cutest guy. I
You
think
like
that
him.
he's. I kind of do. But that's just like not feasible.
Yeah.
It's just not feasible because I'm in New York. I live in
Yeah.
Florida. He lives in North Carolina and he really likes it there. And I don't think that he has like any intentions of like moving far away, especially into a big city.
Right.
So there's that. But we've been texting a lot more and it's like good conversations. And he is like a genuine sweet guy.
Yeah.
And it's not like anything like too flirty or anything, but like, I'm just like, are you still into me? Because if you are, maybe I could come to Charlotte anytime.
I want you to come to Charlotte for me, not for him, but like I want you to come to Charlotte.
Um,
Please.
I want to come back to North Carolina to hang out with you and your whole family again. It has to happen soon.
I need you back, especially the fact that you are turning 21 really soon.
It's true. It's true.
And so we can finally go really stupid crazy. We've been going stupid crazy, but this would be like to a whole other level.
It's true. So we'll see where that goes.
Okay.
I like him and I would pursue something other than just my usual hookups with him. And
That's
that's a
crazy.
big statement coming from me because
It really is. You've
I
never
love
said
to
that
have
about
a
anyone
fun
else.
fling. I
You've never said
know.
that about anyone else.
I
So
know.
you genuinely liked him.
I did. I did.
Mm.
But we'll see. There's like
Yeah.
that's like 10% of me because the other 90% of me is obviously still having fun.
Yeah.
And I'm just like looking in like the long run, I just know it's not going to work out. So,
I get that. I understand.
but that's been my week with boy drama. I mean, and then I
That's
also,
crazy.
I know, I know. I like to wait. I don't tell you this because I like to wait to get your live
I know.
reaction for our
I think
listeners.
I think I have a list of things I've been saving, like wanting to tell you about.
Please tell
Okay.
me everything.
So I've had a crazy busy week. First of all,
Okay.
I didn't go out with the waiter again this week. He never asked me out on another date. And
Mm-hmm.
so it was like a week from like last time we went out and I said something to him. I was like, I'm not really sure like where I stand with you because he's not a big flirt. I'm like, I can't tell how you feel about me. I can't tell if we're friends or if you like me more than friends. And he was like, I'm really sorry. You feel like you don't know like how I feel about you. And I think I kind of scared him a little bit. And like I told him, I was like, I don't want you to put a label on anything. That's not what I'm asking. Like I just want to know like how you feel about me. And he told me that it had been a year since his 6 year long relationship ended. And it's been a year for me since my 3 year long relationship ended. And he's like, I still am not ready to like get into a relationship because it still feels pretty recent. And I'm like, okay, great. I feel the same way. Like, I really think I scared him with
Okay.
that question. And
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want you to feel like I'm pressuring you in anything. I'm like, I like getting to know you.
Yeah.
And I just want to know where we stand because I don't want us to be on two different pages about this when I'm not ready for a relationship. And like, I don't know if he was because I had no idea where we were going because he talks to me all day long. from the moment he wakes up till he goes to sleep. I'm like, I
Right.
don't know how he feels about me. If it's like a friendship or like more than that. And I just wanted to like clarify with him that I want to keep doing what we're doing, but I don't want to jump into a relationship yet.
Right.
Like, I want to take this time just to get to know each other. And gladly he felt the same way, but I terrified him a little bit, I think.
Okay.
And so then he apologized to me about, he's like, I'm sorry I didn't see you this week. He goes, I have a lot on my plate. And I'm like, I completely understand. And so like that's all I'm asking for is communication, you know? Like
Yeah.
let me know you're
Fair
into me. Let
enough.
me know you want to see me. Like if you can't this week, like just let me know that.
Yeah.
And so then he asked me out on another date for the 15th, not the 14th. So I'm like, are we going on a Valentine's date or not? It's just like a post Valentine's date. He said Tuesday's his only free day, which is all the days we've hung out has always been Tuesday. And
That's what
so,
I figured when you told me
yeah,
that.
I still don't know what to do. Like if he's, I don't know. I don't know. I think I'll have like my little stuff planned for him. I don't think I'll buy sushi because I don't think you can return that. But like my hot sauce bottle and maybe something else like hidden in the car. And if he doesn't give me anything, I'm taking that stuff back to Food Lion and
Use
returning
that
it.
hot sauce for yourself.
Well, my dad would. I don't use it as much as like you do.
It's true.
You're crazy about hot sauce. I only put that on my popcorn
I
chicken from
love
KFC.
spicy things in
You
all
do.
ways.
You do. I know you do. I know you do. So yeah, that's our little update with him. I'm seeing him post Valentine's. Okay, here's the other juicy stuff, which I did Snapchat you about because I had to tell you like about one guy,
Yeah.
the detective who I liked and who
Oh,
I went
okay.
out with multiple times. I genuinely liked him. I didn't think it was gonna work out because I was going to Asheville or anything.
Yeah.
And so, but he told me he was gonna keep talking to me, and like every other boy, he lied. And so while I was in Asheville, I don't know if I told you this, he like reached out to me one day and he's like, "Hey, how are you doing? Like, how's Asheville?" And I said, "Honestly, I'm not doing really good. I'm very depressed." I'm like, my grandfather is in the hospital dying, and I can't be with my family because I'm here in Asheville. And he's like, I'm so sorry about all that. And I'm like, thanks for reaching out and like checking in with me and all. And that was the last I heard from him.
Mm.
He never reached out again. But also, like, during that time, like before I told him about my grandfather, he told me I was like the kind of person who you bring home to meet your mom. Like, he was love bombing me.
Yeah.
Again, that kind of like freaked me out a little bit because we went on 2 dates. I was
Yeah.
not at that point yet. I'm a very, I've been going out with the waiter guy for like a month now, seeing him, and I'm still not ready, like
Right.
to be in a relationship with
Right.
him or even him meet my family. Like, oh my gosh. So he was
Yeah.
love bombing me. It was very weird. This week he messaged me on Snapchat. He didn't even text me. He was on Snapchat like the next day after I posted the picture about me getting the job in Charlotte with the
Yeah.
musical. And he messaged me and he's like, "Hey, how are you?" And I said, "Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?" I said, "You kind of disappeared on me." I called him out on it.
As you
And he
should.
goes, he goes, "I'm sorry. I wanted to give you some space with what you were going through with your grandfather." And he goes, "And honestly, I was genuinely like trying to give you space, but then I forgot to ever reach back out to you." And I was like, yeah, I was like, that really shows your character. Like if you genuinely
Yeah.
cared about me, even if it was just like as a friendship or just caring about someone as a human, you don't forget about them when they're going through a hard time.
Not for a month,
It's
almost
been
2 months.
two
Like,
months, 2 months. Oh, 2 months
mm,
or more.
yeah.
And I was like, I said to him, I was like, I felt like you had ghosted me. And I'm like, you shouldn't have like disappeared like that. And he's like, I know, I'm sorry. And he goes, would you like to go back out again? And I'm like, if he can't be there for me when my grandfather is dying, he does not get to be there for me at all.
I
Like that's
completely agree with that.
I'm like, that's not how relationships work. And like, I'm the kind of person who avoids my problems, and I probably wouldn't have talked to him anymore about my grandfather because like I didn't talk about it with you. Like I didn't talk about it
Yeah.
I don't like talking about those things in my life. I cope by not talking about it. And he, and like, I probably wouldn't have talked about it with him, but like, I would have loved to seen him to like just have like conversations with him, like not
Yeah.
anything like just as like a friend or whatever. And he wasn't there at all for any kind of relationship. And so when he asked me out again, this is what I said to him because I didn't want to be like completely mean or rude.
Right.
I told him, I said, honestly, I have been seeing someone for a little bit now, and I don't feel emotionally available enough to see other people right now. And I said, I'm sorry this didn't work out.
Yeah.
And I want to see things through with this guy. And like I said, I I didn't even tell him anything about the guy. I was like, I just wanted to see things through with him and like not focus on other people. And he was like, okay, I understand. And then I never messaged him back again.
Fair enough.
I'm like, this is your loss.
Yeah. That
And
really
then
is.
yeah, I'm like, I think I'm a great person to want to date. Or like it was, I didn't want to date him. I wanted to get to know him.
Exactly. No, and you are. You are a great person. You're a catch, Liz.
Thank you.
Have the confidence. It's okay.
Thank you. And I'm like, I don't get why you would abandon anyone during a time like that, especially when they tell you, like, if you ask someone how they are and they tell you they're not doing good and that you're away from your family during a really hard time, like, you don't ignore
That's what
them.
I was thinking is like he reached out to you. You
Hmm.
told him that you are really not in a very good place. And he said, all right.
Yeah,
And
and
then
left.
ghosted you
I
for
know.
almost 2 months and then said, hey, do you want to go out again? No.
No, and like to show you like the difference between him and the waiter guy who I'm seeing now, like he told me something that was really personal and like hard about him, and he thought that would make me not want to see him anymore. And like it just shows like the kind of character that they have. And
Yeah.
like I can say anything to the waiter guy that's like a little bit personal, and I'm like, oh, it's okay. Like I have people in my family that like struggle with some of the same things and stuff that you struggle with, and I'm like, it doesn't bother me at all, like what you've told me, and I'm like, I would love to go out with you still, like of course,
Yeah. Yeah.
and like it just shows the maturity level, I think,
I agree
of
with
these
that.
two people.
Yeah.
And then another guy. Do you all remember back in October, I drove 30 minutes to a brewery, sat there for 30 minutes waiting for this guy, and then drove home 30 minutes. So I wasted an hour and a half of my time being stood up by this man. Guess who tries coming back into my life again?
Stop it.
Like 4 months
Way.
later. Yes way.
No. No.
Yeah. He reached out to me again, and like I shut it down automatically. Like first it started in Snapchat and him like complimenting me like over some picture, and I'm like, haha, thanks. And then he texts me like the next day and he's like, hey, how are you? And I just automatically said, no. I said, hey, I'm doing great. I hope you are. Honestly, I'm seeing someone else. I don't want to see you or any other people right now. So the
Yeah.
same thing to him. I'm like, what is up with this? And he didn't respond. I shut him down real fast.
Yeah. He didn't get what he wanted for once in his life.
No. And like he stood me up. I was gonna go out with him, gonna give him that chance. And then,
No.
he stood me up, so he doesn't get
I
one.
dislike that man. And
I
I
dislike him too.
literally don't even know him.
I know. And I'm like, I really do not care how hot you are. You are not ever going to go out with me from the way you
Yeah.
treated me.
You can't stand people up. I think that's so disrespectful. And
It
although
is.
it's never happened to me, I am just also like, if I got stood up, I'd be so livid. So
Oh, I was
livid.
so mad.
You were mad.
I
I
called you
remember.
screaming.
Yes.
So I
Oh
wasted
my
my
gosh.
gas. I wasted my time, my money. I pay
Yeah.
for my own gas. I'm a grown woman. That gas around here, have you seen how expensive gas is? I don't know because you're not driving up in New York right now. But
Yeah.
like gas prices are through the roof because of whatever's
They
going on in the
are.
world.
No, they're pricey here. No.
Hmm.
I'm glad that you shut that down immediately. Not the
Of
time of day
course.
to him.
No.
Gross.
And then the last thing I have to tell you is I'm still friends with the Olympian on like Snapchat and
Mm-hmm.
Instagram and stuff. And I saw a
Yes.
video he posted and he tagged his video creditor in it. It was of him working out, lifting in the gym. And it was his ex-girlfriend who videoed him. They were working out together.
I just know. I just know. And I have one brain cell up there, but I just know that from the very beginning, when you told me all of that information about his ex-girlfriend, I was like, this
Uh-huh.
can't, there's no way that that's not happening. There's no way that they
And
get through the day.
now they live in the same house together as well. And
Yeah.
so I'm like, they have to be hooking up. But he also told me his girlfriend didn't like having sex.
Yeah.
And
Well,
she
how
wasn't
many
a
years ago was
promiscuous
that?
person.
Wasn't that was that
I don't
recent?
know. It's been like no, a year and a half, 2 years
Yeah.
since they broke up. But
Maybe
they
she's
still hang
been
out. They're
cultured and
experienced.
experienced.
Yeah. And
I
I'm
don't know.
like, that this just rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah. I just knew it. Even if I mean, we don't know anything,
No.
but I just know that
I
there's
think
no
I think
way.
things are I don't think things were happening when I met him
Yeah.
because he genuinely, unless he was lying to me, he could have been lying to me. I don't think he had the time to see other people as
Right.
busy as he was and as busy as he still is. Like I see his posts and like Snapchat stories of like tournaments he's at, things working out, things like that. I'm like
Yeah.
he is very busy. But I do think there is a chance now that they live in the same house, they are still partners in that one team, and they're also working out together now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think him and his ex are back together in a way.
100%.
Yeah,
100%. There's no
yeah.
way, in my opinion, there's no way you can get over somebody who you were in a lengthy relationship with when
Mm-hmm.
you're quite literally living together.
Yeah,
There's no way because
there's
your brain
no
doesn't
way.
have the time to get them out of your head because you are constantly seeing them and being reminded of that
And
time.
that you guys are a team together.
Yeah,
She's your partner,
it's just
so
not
you're
possible.
you're living with her and you're working with her.
Mm-mm.
I know, I know,
Interesting.
I
Okay,
know.
Olympian. Okay.
And so I have to tell you about what I did last night. This is like my last thing to tell
Yeah.
you about.
What did
It's
you do
it's
last night?
so this girl posted a video on TikTok and she's like, I just moved to Charlotte. I need friends. I messaged her on Instagram and I said, hey girl, I'll be your friend. Let's hang out. And so like 20 other girls messaged her too about hanging out. And like 20 of us all went and hung out at a bar together last night. Me and these random girls
Okay.
from TikTok.
Was it fun?
And yeah, it was fun. I met a lot of really nice girls. I'd love to hang out with some of them again. Others, like, I didn't get to know that well. Everyone was nice. But, like,
Yeah.
others I got to know more than, because there was a lot of us there. But when I first got there, I couldn't find this girl anywhere. There were literally hundreds of people at this place. Like, if you want to go and meet a boy or a girl and you're in your 20s, this is the place to be. There were hundreds of people there, and they were all beautiful. Every woman, every man, they were all hot who
Well,
were
we know
there.
where we're going when I come down to North Carolina.
Oh, yeah. Hundreds of people. Literally, this place has the bar inside. There's a thing out here this way. There's an open area there. There's another building. And then on the opposite side of that building, there's more picnic tables and all where people hang out.
Wow.
It's
Love it.
huge. Yeah, so I walked in and literally I could not find her. I could not find her anywhere. But I ran into one of my really good friends from middle school, high school there, one of my like best guy friends, and I'm like, Scotty! And like we're freaking out. And so I hung out with Scotty and Ethan for like 30 minutes because I couldn't find this girl. I
Yeah.
never met her in my life. And there's
Yeah.
hundreds of people here, okay? And so I'm hanging out with them. They're closing their tab. I'm getting a drink. and we're catching up. And they brought up my ex-boyfriend from high school, and they're like, Ethan was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot you dated him," and I'm like, "Yeah, I dated him for like a year and a half." And they're
Yeah,
like, "Do you want to know some tea about him?" And I said, "Yes,
of
tell me the
course.
tea about my ex." We've had each other blocked for years. I have not seen anything this man is doing besides what his mom and sister post about him in years. He got married, like he proposed to his girlfriend at like 19. They got married at like 20, something like that. And so he's been married for a couple years now to this girl.
Okay.
We went to school with this other girl who's dating this guy from high school as well. Their high school sweethearts are still together. He has been sliding into her DMs, messaging her on Instagram. And like I don't know what he's been saying to her, but like he one of the guys told me that it's made her uncomfortable and that her boyfriend, who is also friends with my ex, has been
Yeah.
like responding as her on Instagram. And like these people haven't seen each other in years, okay? There's no
Hmm.
reason for him to be like messaging her. It's very weird, it's very bizarre. And like I was talking to my mom about it last night and she's like, "I never thought he would be like the cheating type. Like it doesn't make any sense why he's messaging her and trying to
Right.
talk to her."
Yeah.
Isn't that some tea?
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Does do like their partners know? Is this like
Uh,
just like low key news?
well, this is like the
That's
first time I've
wild.
ever, yeah, this is the first time I've ever heard anything like that. Like the girl who's messaging, her partner knows because she's weirded out by it
Right.
and
Yeah.
she's committed to him. She's not a cheater. She's in a long-term loving relationship with this guy. And I doubt his wife knows.
I doubt it. I
I
doubt
doubt
his
it.
wife knows.
And she seems like a really sweet girl too.
Yeah.
Like
Hmm.
I thought about messaging her and being like, "Girl, don't you marry him. You should run."
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That is tea.
I know.
I'm living for it, but not for the sake of his wife. But
I know.
dang.
So that's like the tea about my ex I learned last night. But besides that, I mean, some new friends, hopefully. I'm in a group chat with like six of them. There's six of us on
Yeah.
Instagram. We'll see if we hang out. And this other girl was really sweet. I have her number and I should just reach out to her. Oh, and my friend Alexis. I went out with my friend Alexis from Asheville. She's moving to Charlotte, working with the same theater company who we were working with in
Okay.
Nashville. She's now like on their team and she's moving here to Charlotte next week. And so I went out with her this week while she was
Fun.
apartment shopping. And she's like, "I don't know anyone here except you and like my friends who I'm working for." And I'm like, "Girl, I'm going out with these strangers on Saturday. I'll let you know how it goes and if we can all be friends."
Love it. That's
Yeah,
fun. I feel
it
like
was
a
fun.
lot of people I know are like doing stuff in North Carolina right now. Or I mean
I didn't
half of the people I'm on tour with are just like from the area as well, so maybe that's what's in my head. But
Well, North Carolina apparently is booming with theater. And like the choreographer who I worked with back in Nashville, he was like, "There's so much happening in the Charlotte area, so much like growing and stuff that's going
yeah.
on in regards to performance." So there's a big amount of like performers here in the Charlotte area. And I was talking to one girl about like how large Charlotte was. I didn't even realize how big it was, but there's almost 1 million people here.
Wow.
It's a huge city.
So no,
I
well maybe
know.
I'll book something in Charlotte. Fingers crossed.
You should, yeah. There's stuff happening all the time.
Yeah. We will see.
Yeah, we will see.
Well, what a week we've both had.
I know. Oh my gosh,
What
we've spent 34 minutes just talking about our weeks.
a very eventful things have been happening. But it seems like
Yeah,
it's fun. I mean, yes, crazy
yeah.
guys that I've hooked up with, not always fun when they're texting you crazy things, but it is kind of funny when you think about it. Like,
It's very
they're
funny.
not having fun, but on my end, I'm laughing when they're texting me. So,
I think this has been the week of like the men in our past trying to make
I
a
know.
reappearance. They need to stay in the past.
Yeah, stay back there.
They're not welcomed. Should I'm going on a third date with the guy this week.
Mm-hmm.
Should I say something to him? Because, like, I know we're just, like, going on casual dates, we're just getting to know each other. But should I ask him, be like, are you seeing other people? Because I'm not seeing other people, but, like, should I be seeing other people?
Yeah, I feel like that's an acceptable question.
I don't want him to be weirded out by that.
I feel like since you guys have kind of had like conversations where you're like this past conversation that you had where you were just like, where you reached out to him and you were honest with him about how
Yeah.
you were feeling, like, because you've already kind of had those conversations, like, I feel like that's an easy one.
To be like, are you seeing other people? Because I haven't been seeing other people, and I'm
Yeah.
asking if I should
Yeah.
be seeing other people. Because I've kind of shut myself off for a month
Yeah.
for a
Me
guy
too.
who doesn't flirt with me much.
For a guy who chose the day after Valentine's Day to take you
Yeah.
out.
It's okay if he can't see me on Valentine's Day, I understand. But also he
Yeah.
better acknowledge it. I got some Valentine memes I'm sending him. I can't
I
show
love a
you.
good Valentine meme.
I'm sending two to you as well, so I can't
Good.
show you those. But like this one, it's KFC guy, and it says, "Show me your breasts." And then like this old man choking, and it says, "You take my breath away."
Those are so good. I think those are so funny. I think those are
They're
so
so
funny.
funny. This is one of my favorites. Do you want a friend in you?
That one is so good. Literally, if any guy said that to me, I'd be like, yeah.
I'm sending that to him, and I'm not even a dude. And
Oh
then
my gosh.
I love Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. In West Philadelphia, born and raised. On top of you is how I'll be spending most of today.
That one's so good too.
I
Oh my gosh.
know.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
and then this one has Kanye's face, and it says, "Kanye, feel the love tonight." And then last one. "Baby, you make my palms sweaty, knees weak, arms spaghetti." And it's Eminem. I think that's Eminem. Yeah.
I think it is too. Those are so good. I think those are so funny. Every
I
year,
know.
my friends get so creative with them, and I just am obsessed. I'm like, these are hilarious.
I know. They're my favorite thing.
Yeah.
I have some saved for you for Valentine's Day. You're
Okay, I'm
getting a Valentine
excited.
from me. You'll get it tomorrow.
Oh my goodness. I don't have anything planned for actual Valentine's Day except to
Well, you
go
might.
on tour. You have a point.
You might.
Who knows?
Keep us updated.
I will. Honestly, fingers
Well,
crossed.
fingers crossed. Valentine's Day is like very like up in the air with us.
It is.
Yeah. So
We're both.
y'all next week, like they'd have to hear about like, well, what happens?
What happened? We'll leave you with that
Yeah.
mystery.
What happened on Valentine's Day?
So fun.
But yeah, that's it.
That's it. Life updates.
Boy updates.
Boy updates. And the
Boy
mystery of
question marks.
Valentine's Day.
Yep. All right, everyone. Thank you for listening.
Hope you enjoyed. Please like, rate, review, comment, subscribe, and
Oh,
please follow us on Instagram.
we are halfway to our goal
Yeah.
on Instagram. Yeah. And then
And
someone gets
it's
a
cute. We have a cute
someone
little
gets
page.
We do. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
All right. I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Victoria. Like
Like
the
the queen.
queens.